Okay guys, today we're going to have a lesson on order of operations. This is a 5th grade standard. So order of operations is just taking those multiple steps and doing several things. Adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, having exponents, parentheses are thrown in there in 5th grade. And just making sure we're doing them in the correct order. So now this is a math rule. Now, remember, the reason we have rules in math is to make sure that whether we're here in Georgia or if we are over in China, in Beijing, and we're doing a math problem, we want to make sure we come up with the same answer. So sometimes in math, we have rules. In order of operations, this is a rule that we have in math, no matter where you are in the world. So that way, we can all be the same. I use please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. I'm going to explain to you what each of those words mean, just like with our division problem we were doing earlier. So please, that means parentheses. It also means brackets. We will see some brackets this year. E means excuse, so that would be exponents. So like if I had a to the 4th power, that would be my exponent. And remember, all that means is we're taking the number and we're multiplying it times itself that many times. So this would be a times a times a times a, because it's to the 4th power. So it's that number times itself 1, 2, 3, 4 times, or whatever that exponent may be. Here we have a 3, so I'm going to do 4 times 4 times 4. 4 times itself 3 times. Here we have a 2, so it's just 3 times 3. It's 3 times itself twice. That's what exponents mean. M is multiply, D is divide, A is add, and S is subtract. Now, something that's unique is that whenever we have multiplication or division or addition and subtraction, these two, you do them in the order that they occur in the problem. Okay? So, in order. In order. So that means you're not always going to multiply first. If division comes first in the problem, like we see here, then we're going to divide first. Okay? Same thing over here with addition and subtraction. You'll do these in the order that they occur. And remember, we always read our problems from left to right, just like if we're reading a book. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the first one. All right, so we have to always look at our problem and decide what's going to come first. So here we see additions on down here. We have division and we have multiplication. I always underline the part of the problem I'm doing first. All right, so look, we have division first, and then we have multiplication. Which one will we do first? I hope you said divide, because remember, multiplication and division are done in the order they occur in the problem. So since division's first, we'll divide first. All right, so how many groups of 2 are there in 8? There are 4 groups. And then what you do is you just copy down the rest of the problem, times 5 and plus 18. Okay. Now we look, we have addition and we have multiplication. Well, according to our rules, we have to multiply first. So I'm underlining that. And 4 times 5 is 20. So then I'm going to add, bring down here. So now I'm ready to add. That's the last step in my problem. So what is 20? 20 plus 18. It's 38. So the answer to this problem is 38. Okay, let's do the next one. We have multiplication, addition, and subtraction. How about that? Those are actually in order. Multiplication comes first, addition next, and subtraction. But remember, addition and subtraction is in the order they occur. It just happened to fall in the order we have it written this time. All right, so I'm going to underline what I'll do first. 18 times 5. Well, let me come over here and work that out. Times 5. So I'm going to break this up, and I'm going to do 10 times 5 plus 8 times 5. All right, so 10 times 5 is 50 plus 8 times 5 is 40. So I get 90. All right, so 18 times 5 is 90. And then I have to copy down the rest of my problem. Okay, I'll add next because it's in the order that it occurs in the problem. 90 plus 7 is 97. And then bring down my subtract 5. 97 minus 5 is 92. And there's my answer. Okay. Moving on to the next one, we have division, subtraction, and multiplication. So remember, it's either going to be division or multiplication first. What do you think is first? I hope you said division, because remember, multiplication and division are in the order they occur in the problem, and here we have division first. So I'm going to see how many groups of 2 are there in 16. There are 8. And then I'll copy down the rest of my problem. So subtraction and multiplication, looking up here, we see that we multiply first. 2 times 5 is 10. Bring down the rest of my problem. Ooh. Oh no, we're going to have a negative number now. This is not something we will often see in 5th grade math. I did not work this problem out before I solved it, so I didn't do a great job picking this one. But what we have here is we have 8 minus 10. Well, there's more in 10 than there is in 2, so that means our answer will be negative 2. All right, some of you will understand that, and that's great, and others you'll probably think, what is she doing? And that's fine too. But remember, negative numbers we won't see much of in 5th grade, okay? So that was an accident. I'm sorry about that. All right, moving on to number 4, and this time I put parentheses in here. So we have parentheses, we have division, addition, and subtraction. So look up here, what are we going to do first? I hope you said parentheses. Now, even though inside our parentheses it's subtraction, parentheses comes first. So that's what we're going to do first. So if we have 14 and we take 6 away, we're left with 8. And then we'll bring the rest down. And I always do just like to double check to make sure that I'm doing that correctly. Okay. So now we have division and addition. Looking at our rules, division comes first. So how many groups of 3 are there in 15? There are 5, and then plus 8. Last step, 5 plus 8 is 13. Great job, guys. Okay, moving on. This time we have an exponent. So we have an exponent, we have addition, and multiplication. So look up here at our rules. What step's going to come first? I hope you said exponent. All right, I'm going to come out over here to the side and I'm going to multiply. Remember, when you have an exponent, it's that number times itself, however many times the exponent is. So this one is 4 cubed, or 4 to the 3rd power. So we'll do 4 times 4 times 4. All right, so 4 times 4 is 16 times 4. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to do 10 times 4 plus 6 times 4. All right, so that's 40 plus 24, so that's 64. So 16 times 4 is 64. All right, so 64 here. Going to make sure you leave it in the exact same order. If we mess up the order, then our answer is probably going to be off, because then looking at our rules, we will do the problems in a different order. So 2 plus 64 times 4. All right, what are we going to do next? Addition or multiplication? I hope you said multiply. All right, so we have to do 64 times 4. So I'm just going to come down here where I worked it out and multiply here. So 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 8 is 24, plus 1 is 256. All right. So 256. And then we're going to drop down our plus 2. All right, so 256 plus 2 is 258. So that's our answer. Okay, number 6. I made this one super duper tricky. It's got a little bit of everything in it except division. We have an exponent, we have parentheses, we have subtraction, addition, multiplication. So let's look at our rules. P stands for parentheses, so of course parentheses will go first. 7 times 4 is 28. And I want to be very careful to make sure I copy down my problem exactly right. So 9 times 2 plus 3 squared minus 28. Okay, we have multiplication, addition, exponent, and subtraction. Looking back at our rules, we see exponent comes next. So remember, this is 3 times itself twice. So basically 3 cubed is the same thing as 3 squared, sorry. 3 squared is the same thing as 3 times 3, which is 9. All right, and then copying everything else down just like it was. Okay, multiply, add, subtract. I hope you said multiply. 9 times 2 is 18. And then bring everything else down. All right, so now we have addition and subtraction. And remember, they occur, you do them in the order they occur. So this time we have addition first. So 18 plus 9 is 27. Oh, and then we're going to subtract 28. This wasn't a very good one either on my part because we're going to get another negative number. Because you can't take 28 from 27. We get -1. All right, so I apologize for those two negative numbers. Again, you won't see a lot of that in 5th grade, but just for these problems, I should have worked them out before I made the video. So I'm sorry about that, guys. All right, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that this helped. Please remember, when we're doing order of operations, you do please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. If you want to come up with your own little phrase, then you are welcome to do so. As long as you remember that P is parentheses or brackets, E is exponent, M multiply, divide, do these in the order they occur, and then A add, S subtract, do those in the order they occur in your problem. I hope y'all are having a great day. You're awesome.